Very good evening, friends. We'll start with today's session, Materia Medica, and we're going to learn very short remedy, organ remedy, Equisetum hyemale. It is a very useful remedy, specifically in the summer season. Such types of cases are quite common, and it is a wonderful remedy at your hand to tackle the urinary tract infection very immediately. There are very few remedies which work so fast. This is one of them. I will going to share two interesting cases in my practice. The first case was of a neurogenic bladder. It was an interesting case because the patient who was operated many times for the urethral structure, she was female. At the age of 35, she got urethral stricture. Then there was a dilatation, that was the procedure which was done, performed. Then they have tried to remove that stricture by surgical means, but there was a recurrence. And throughout her life, every 3 months, she has to go for the dilatation of the urethra. And afterwards, I was seeing when I was student, since then I was observing her. And at present, since last 3-4 years, she started getting a paralytic bladder. There was no sense of fullness. Urine was just dribbling one drop by drop, and she cannot have a forceful contraction. She was not able to forcefully contract the bladder. There was, in fact, no movement of bladder, no constriction, nothing, no feeling of, and she was suffering a lot. Dilatation was not working, nothing was, and she many times she has been put on with the catheterization, but which was troubling, making the infection, and every time she was getting an urging over there, and she used to go for in the bathroom continuously and sitting there for minutes together, and she was having very much irritation because of that. Then the urologist suggested that she should be catheterized by herself. They taught her how to do catheterization. That is the only treatment available with them. She started doing that, but it was causing harm because it is they have explained regarding the metal catheter, how to put metal catheter, but it there was a little bit injury because of that, and she suffered a lot. Then her son, who is my best friend, her son, just a minute, are you not getting my voice? Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's very clear.
Okay. So her son was my friend who asked me, is there any possibility that homeopathy can handle this case? And I took her case. To start with, I was much confused with the causticum and this remedy Equisetum. Causticum is very defecting remedy, that's what I know. Causticum has neurogenic bladder also. Causticum has the involuntary dribbling urination that is there with causticum. All those things were there. But in this specific case, as considering her specific future, the paralysis of the bladder in old male, which has been mentioned in the Alinsky notes. And second, she used to have a tremendous urging for the urination, and her bladder was having inflammation inside. A fully cystitis was there. I have considered, let us start with Equisetum and then we'll decide. And I have started her on Equisetum 30 in repeated doses for 10 days. Tedious. After 10 days, she came for follow-up and she was little bit happy. I said, what's the matter? She said, after starting your medicine, Prasad, I'm getting too much better feeling. I'm able to pass the urine, which I cannot. Every time I have to put a catheter. In these 10 days, I have used catheter only once. It's a big difference. Then I have continued the equisetum for her for nearly about a month with same potency. And gradually she was developing. Then after a month, she started getting the features again. Then I have raised the potency. Instead of 30, I have given 200 few doses for 2-3 days, and then I stopped. And I have kept her on placebo. 200 worked in a better manner. And she was very fine after that. No catheterization required, and it has cured very nicely. And thereafter, I took her detailed case and found that she was not a causticum lady, but she was very typically a phosphorus lady. And I have given phosphorus, which covered the whole complete case, and she recovered thereafter completely. So it is a wonderful remedy in neurogenic bladder, the paralysis of the bladder. That very important thing one should not forget. Second case was chronic cystitis, not responding to antibiotics, not responding to anti-inflammatory, antispasmodic, and she used to get very severe pain in abdomen, lower hypogastrium. She used to go for urination off and on, and there is tremendous urging. Many times it was burning also. And every time at the close of urination, there is very severe pain, all those typical features. So in that lady also, it is a chronic cystitis. First, I have thought about this remedy. Let's start with the equisetum, because equisetum is a very typical, the affection of the bladder and the cystitis very marked. There are many remedies. The sarsaparilla is I used to use whenever necessary in the mother tincture form. Then petroselinum is one more remedy, but petroselinum generally I used to use in more in males than in females. Equisetum is very useful in females specifically. That's what I have observed in my practice. So I have kept directly on her on Equisetum 30, and I have repeated the Equisetum. With the first dose of Equisetum, her complaint started decreasing. And after 4-5 days, when she met me again, she was absolutely happy that her urging for urination has stopped, which was causing a lot of trouble for her, which has settled very easily after giving the medicine. So it is a very important remedy in chronic cystitis, acute cystitis, urinary tract infections. But specifically in female, cystitis is very important, and specifically in old women, the paralysis of bladder, neurogenic bladder, generally it happens after long-standing catheterization. This remedy is the wonderful remedy. So this remedy one should utilize in the practice. Let us open the Allen's notes and let us see what he has mentioned. Equisetum hyemale. It is covering rush. It is from plant kingdom, Equisetaceae. Severe dull pain in the bladder as from distension, not ameliorated after urinating. Very typical. Paralytic bladder always have these symptoms. There is a feeling of distension in lower abdomen, and patient goes for urination. Very few drops are passed, and still there is no the feeling remains as it is. This is a typical feature of neurogenic bladder or paralysis of bladder, and this feature is characteristically present in equisetum. Same feature comes many times with the cystitis also. But in cystitis, it is generally associated with severe urging for urination. Frequent and intolerable urging to urinate with severe pain at the close of urination. So patient has to go for urination up and on with severe pain whenever she stops, or it is the time to stop the urination. There is tremendous burning, tremendous pain, tremendous spasm. The berberis, the sarsaparilla, the thuja, these are quite common remedies. Berberis, it is more because of crystals. In sarsaparilla, it is also because of crystals and urinary tract infection. In thuja, it is more psychotic gonorrhea or psychotic tendency which has urethritis has produced over there. constant desire to urinate, continuous desire to urinate, large quantity of clear watery urine without emulsion. Even though the patient passed full quantity of urine, a clear, crystal clear urine, still it never ameliorates that feeling that is continuously there. If it is scanty with a few drops, very few drops, and patient is thirstless, it is appease. If it is scanty with a severe burning over there, then the Cantharis is the remedy. Even if you open the Nash, Nash has, to start with the remedy, he has mentioned one important thing I recollect, that he has mentioned over there that when Cantharis never relieves the UTI and patient has those features, the second remedy you must utilize is the equisetum. That I think this is the starting of Nash lead us in up homeopathic therapeutics. Sharp burning, cutting pain in urethra while urinating. So there is a burning, there is a cutting, there is a severe sharp pains while urination. Paralysis of bladder in old human. Very, very important. Underlying this. This is also called as neurogenic bladder. So this is called to be a neurogenic bladder. This is a good remedy for right renal or ureteric calculi because it has very typical pain from in the right lumbar region, which is not mentioned over there in this book, but it is very specific remedy for right renal lumbar pain that is and associated with severe urging for urination. Paralysis of bladder in old women, enuresis diurna et nocturna. Means it has both things. Diurnal urination, enuresis, means involuntary urination daytime, also at the night time. So even in the daytime, she used to pass the urine involuntarily. One more remedy which has this specific feature is ferrum phosphoricum, where you get the similar feature, diurnal enuresis. Profuse watery urine. Urine is very clear, watery. It is more in quantity, where habit is the only ascertainable cause. That is another thing that patient gets addicted to that habit, and they after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, they goes for the to pass the urine. This many times happens because of habit develops over there, and that is one more feature which is mentioned by the Allen. The relationship he has mentioned, compare the EPIS, already we have discussed, Cantharis we have discussed, ferrum phosphor, diurnal enuresis, pulsatilla is again a good remedy for UTI, and squilla is again a urinary tract infection. Squilla generally it is associated with the coughing, the constant dry cough associated with it. And second important thing, it is also a remedy for the involuntary urination while coughing or sneezing. A few things which are not mentioned in this book, just add in your book the right renal or ureteric vein. That is the first important thing you can add. General modalities of the equisetum, they are very important, which are not mentioned over there. Write it down. Aggravation by on the right side, aggravation by movement, aggravation by pressure, aggravation by touch, aggravation by sitting down. So these are very important things which are mentioned over there. General amelioration, only one modality in the afternoon when lying down, patient feels better. In the afternoon when patient lying down position, that is the only condition in which patient feels better. So these are the things which are mentioned by the Allen. So it is a good remedy. My suggestion to go with the Borix Matermedica, you can learn a lot. And also the Nash Matermedica or Nash leaders in therapeutics, you can learn few more things about this remedy. So it's a wonderful remedy in summer, specifically UTI is quite common in summer season. This works beautifully in such types of cases. So that's all for today. We'll meet directly on Monday Tomorrow there will be a session with Dr. Gaurang's platform. It's a wonderful time to learn psoriasis, and complications of psoriasis along with its homeopathic management. I will share 3 very interesting, difficult cases in my practice in that seminar. So it's a wonderful opportunity for many people. If you want to contact, you can contact Dr. Srushti, or there is a website mentioned over there on Gaurang's platform. You can catch and you can join so that you can learn a lot. So any query is there, we can have a chat, otherwise we'll conclude. Yes, Pooja.
So the paralysis of bladder is also present in
जो
the CA bladder, right?
जोर
Can,
से बोल, आवाज नहीं आ रही.
I'm saying that paralysis of bladder is also associated with in cancer of bladder, right?
Which is
CA bladder.
associated with
In CA bladder, I've seen a case of cancer of bladder.
CA. In CA case, generally paralysis may or may not happen. It is not a quite common symptom. Whenever CA case is there, there is a hematuria is more marked feature over there. There is marked feature is hematuria, pains. These are very important essential features of cancer of bladder. Generally, it is not neurogenic. It is painful bladder more commonly.
Okay.
Hmm. So that's
Hello,
all.
sir.
Huh? Yes.
Sir, one patient is there. He is a 24 years old boy. He
Hmm.
is having bloody urination, sir, and especially only after eating chicken, sir.
Okay. Have you seen any repertory in the specific symptom? Is there any
No, sir,
symptom?
no specific symptom like that.
No rubric is
Uh,
there?
no, sir.
Then you
And
can
sir,
take directly as a general modality of the patient.
general model I checked, sir. Chicken aggravation, bacillinum, and bryonia is there. Food and drinks.
Okay. Have you used that?
No, sir, not it.
Not yet.
I had given him a phosphorus, sir,
Hmm.
but again he is having recurrent complaints.
You
Only
internal,
after eating chicken.
you can utilize the specifically the bacillinum, few doses of
Okay,
bacillinum and wait for it, because the tubercular miasm itself have a hemorrhagic tendency.
okay,
Bacillinum
sir.
is
His
from
constitution looks
the
like
hmm,
like that only.
bacillinum you can give 3 doses 1 m and wait for the result.
Okay, sir. Okay, I will try. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
So thank you everyone. We'll meet directly on Monday with this session, and those who have registered for Gaurang's platform will meet tomorrow. Thanks and good night.